I am Anthony Jones, returning citizen, core member of Chance for Life, former spokesperson of Crime Stoppers of Michigan. Currently, I am a chaplain with St. Mary's Mercy of Livonia, better known as Trinity Health, and host of the Chance for Life podcast.
I'm Andrea Isom, journalist, former TV news reporter, host, and national correspondent. I'm a friend and supporter of Chance for Life and have proudly been telling its story for more than 15 years, along with my husband and business partner, Joe Harris. And I am the co-host and producer of the Chance for Life podcast. And you see it everywhere. You see it obviously in core members, and you see it in their families, and even their loved ones, their friends. I mean, you know, no matter how you are engaged with Chance for Life, it changes you.
It changes you. It changed me.
You're changing. I'm
It
changing.
changed me. No, seriously, and that's not something to say, you know, just because we're sitting here talking about it. Of course. But no, the day I walked into that prison and walked out, I was like, my mouth was open.
Yeah, all the way.
Mouth
They had to go like this.
open. Yes, exactly. No, seriously. I went home and told my wife. I said, I just had the most amazing experience I've ever had in my life. Yeah, it was better than church.
It's amazing. And then to see men and women. And
Well, he got to say that again. It was what?
It was better than church. No, seriously.
Louder!
It was. I'm serious. I mean, I didn't walk out of there the same way I went in.
It's impactful because you see that it's not the same person that people talk about. This is not what you see in our media when you talk about people coming out on parole. It's a whole different thing. People on parole every day and don't even realize it because they're so nice, because they're doing something for you. And that's what we need to see.
Changes that you think need to happen when it comes to returning citizens, and you mentioned media. What do you think? I know what's wrong and what's broken, but what do we need to do?
To wipe the slate clean, period. To wipe the slate clean. Once you've done your commitment, once you've carried out your sentence, then slates should be wiped clean. They should have every right that every other citizen have. You paid your debt to society. And so that's first thing. Second of all, some of these things should not be on their records forever and a day. And it shouldn't take special movements to get these things exonerated from their records. And that's a legislative thing that we have to do to be able to do that. And then they need wraparound services. You took not you, but they made decisions to take their life away. However, you benefited from it. From working inside that prison, paying them pennies.
How much?
What, $1 a day is a top pay?
Is a top pay. And for making sometimes parts for the big three or other corporations.
True.
And so we need to make sure that we reinvest back in them to make sure that they're successful. So I think legislatively, we have to make sure that they are integrated back into society with full benefits and full rights. And I think on the other part of that, we have to make sure that they have wraparound services, whether they're from Chance for Life or for anywhere else, to make sure they can be successful.
Anthony,
And that's the truth.
Your last point.
My last point, I can only parrot what you said because I feel like I paid my debt to society and I couldn't get a receipt.
Wow.
I couldn't.
Wow.
I could show nobody that I was better than I was before with the wraparound service, with the backup, with the voice behind me that says he's validated. I had to do it for myself. I had to use whatever Chance for Life could offer me. So I totally agree with that. The only thing I can do is parrot what you have said. We need legislation to get behind the issue that the job is done because you co-signed it when you gave us a parole.
That's right.
When you discharge or give somebody a parole, you have said it's enough. Validate that.
Prove that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
To Tom and Jessica, you say what? What do you want them to know from you?
God bless you. Seriously, God bless you. You are angels. You are special people. Because it literally takes, in my humble opinion, a movement of God in your heart to be able to do this consistently and persistently over the years to the point where you've seen lives change in good weather, in bad weather. This is not a summer program.
Oh, no.
This is not a once a month program. This is year round. And so, there's a special place in heaven reserved for you. And so keep doing what you're doing, and I'm always in your corner.
To core members that you know, that you don't know.
You rock. You rock. It's just that plain and simple. And you are game changers. You're world changers. You continue to change the world and the landscape and the environment around you. And you got to know that what you've gone through was a directed path, that it wasn't by accident, that it was something that God ordained for it to be in your life. And you are walking now in that promise that He's making things better. And so your job is to continue to tell your testimony, not hide. So the key is not to hide and say nothing never happened, but to say this is what happened, and yet this is how I've been able to overcome. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
One last thing. 2 men and women who will see this, 2 men and women who are have the opportunity to engage and become changed and transformed and a part of Chance for Life. To them, you say?
I say this to them. You have an obligation and you have a responsibility because so much has been poured into you. So you have a responsibility to pour yourself out in somebody else's life. When you see others who are at risk, you have an opportunity. You have an obligation. You are impaled with an obligation to go out and try and save somebody else before they get in trouble because you went through what you went through. And it may not have seemed like it at the time, but it was ordained for you to go through that. Everybody doesn't go to Wall Street. Somebody has to go to Jackson Street, right?
Yes.
And you still have an opportunity to touch a life. And so for those who are in Chance for Life right now, those who are about to come out and return back home, the job is not over. It doesn't stop. It just begins. You've been trained. The opportunities will come. Yeah.
It
Absolutely.
does. We've seen it. You get the call to do this tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately your answer was?
Yes. Always yes.
Why?
Because I know what's in their heart. And I know what's in their heart moves the hearts and the minds of other people. And I know that unless I'm comatose and just can't make it, I will always be there for them because they've been there for so many other people. They don't understand this, but the work that they've done saved lives. Not only the lives that are in prison, but the lives and the testimonies of those who are going back and helping other people change lives around. No one would ever know the real impact of the tremendous amount of folk who have been affected and impacted in a very positive way by this ministry. So I 100% always say yes. I'll move stuff around for them because they have moved stuff around all of these years for so many different people. So it's always yes to them.
Countless
always.
Numbers and counting.
Countless numbers, yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right.
It's always good to see you.
Yes, I love it.
Always good to see you.